Hello everyone, a very warm welcome to all of you. Welcome to Swa Education, myself Radha, and today we are going to practice questions on food flavor, enzymes as well as on myoglobin. So without wasting your time, let's get started with our today's lecture. So the very first question is, prosthetic group of hemoglobin is. So the prosthetic group are mainly non-peptide or we can say non-proteinaceous part. Prosthetic group can be organic or inorganic, in nature and joined together by the help of covalent or non-covalent bond. For example, coenzyme, cofactors, these are prosthetic group or we can say non-proteinaceous part. So prosthetic group of hemoglobin is porphin, globulin, heme or gelatin. So it's heme. Heme mainly carry oxygen and give it to the tissue that required it, as well as heme also carry carbon dioxide that we exhale. So it's C. Next, myoglobin contain 4 heme per molecule. Show the Bohr effect has an oxygen dissociation curve that is unaffected by wide range of pH or none of the above. So myoglobin has oxygen dissociation curve that is unaffected by wide range of pH. So it's third one. Next question. Myoglobin is particularly abundant in. So myoglobin is particularly abundant in muscles or we can say in heart cell. It mainly used for the diffusion of oxygen in muscles. So particularly abundant in muscles. Second one. Next question. Myoglobin and the hemoglobin subunit have very different primary and tertiary structure. Similar primary, similar tertiary structure. Similar primary structure but different tertiary structure. Similar tertiary structure but different primary structure. So myoglobin and hemoglobin subunit have similar tertiary structure but primary structure is quite different. How? Hemoglobin are tetramer and myoglobin only bound with one molecule of oxygen, so it's monomer. So similar tertiary structure but different primary structure. Next question. Which of the following is responsible for butterscotch flavor? So diacetyl is mainly responsible for butterscotch flavor. Isoamyl acetate, it is mainly responsible for banana flavor. So it's diacetyl that is responsible for butterscotch flavor. Next one. Which of the following is responsible for apple flavor? So ethyl acetate is mainly responsible for apple flavor. Ethyl acetate responsible for apple flavor. Diacetyl responsible for butterscotch flavor. Isoamyl acetate responsible for banana flavor. Clear? And food flavor enhancer is mainly monosodium glutamic acid. Next question. Which one of the following is best known, most widely used food flavor enhancer? So food flavor enhancer is monosodium glutamic acid, that is MSG. Next question. Dash is the flavor component of vinegar. So for butterscotch, for banana flavor, for apple flavor we discussed, and for flavor component of vinegar, acetic acid is responsible. Next question. Which of the following metabolite does not impart flavor to the beer? So ester, carbonyl alcohol all these three impart flavor to the beer except thiol. So it's second one. Next question. Which of the following is used to give banana flavor? So it's isoamyl acetate. Next one. Which of the following impart rose flavor? So for rose flavor, phenyl ethyl acetate is responsible. That is third one. Next question. The characteristic odor of garlic is due to. So it is due to allicin. Next one. Dash is an important contributor to the flavor of tangerines. So thymol does not impart flavor to the beer, but it is important contributor to the flavor of tangerines. So it's fourth one. Next. Dash is largely added to meat and soup to produce enhanced flavor. So for food flavor enhancer, MSG, monosodium glutamic acid, is mostly used as a flavor enhancer. Next question. The key enzyme involved in enzymatic browning of fruit and vegetable is. So what ask in a question that which enzyme involved in browning in case of fruit and vegetable. Browning means brown color or brown pigment in fruit and vegetable. So it's polyphenol oxidase, that is also called PPO. So what is enzymatic browning? Enzymatic browning is a chemical process that occur in fruit and vegetable with the help of enzyme that is called PPO, and it is mainly tetramer in nature. Tetramer means, tetra means 4. So 4 atom of copper per molecule. 4 atom of copper per molecule. And binding site for 2 aromatic compound and oxygen molecule. And this PPO enzyme that is called polyphenol oxidase, it causes brown pigment or browning in case of fruit and vegetable. Next question. Statement first that is given is a high temperature may affect protein to a large extent. So may affect. It is not absolute. It may affect. So it's true. Carbohydrate loss is maximum in fruit and may lead to brown color or caramelization. So it's second one. Next question. Which of the following is not a method of controlling enzymatic browning? Sulfuring of fruit, vacuum dehydration, in-package desiccation. So all these three are the method of controlling enzymatic browning. So none of the mentioned are. Next. Dash treatment of potato for dehydration offer a means to control heat damage during damage and to control browning. So what is dehydration? Removal of water molecule. So calcium chloride treatment of potato for dehydration control heat damage and control browning. So it's calcium chloride. Calcium chloride treatment of potato for dehydration control heat damage and control browning. Next question. Enzyme reaction is dependent on concentration of enzyme only, not substrate. Second one. Do enzyme catalase and peroxidase show residual enzyme activity? So enzyme reaction dependent on concentration of enzyme as well as concentration of substrate. So it dependent on both, not only the concentration of enzyme. So enzyme reaction dependent on concentration of enzyme only, not substrate. So it's incorrect. It dependent on both. So it's false. That given in C and D. Next. Do enzyme catalase and peroxidase show residual enzyme activity? Absolutely. It's true. So it's fourth one. Next. Enzyme reaction decrease with decrease in moisture level, or enzyme get inactivated near the boiling of water. So enzyme get inactivated near the boiling of point of water. It's true. That given in statement B and D. Enzyme reaction decrease with decrease in moisture level, absolutely true. So it's second one. Next, general mechanism is that an enzyme act by. So let's suppose case 1, that enzyme is absent. Enzyme absent. So in the absence of enzyme, for the conversion of substrate into product, let's suppose 40 kilojoule energy is required for this reaction to occur, for conversion of substrate into product in absence of enzyme. But if there is a presence of enzyme, let's suppose case 2, presence of enzyme. So what happened? For the conversion of substrate into product, now only 10 kilojoule energy is required in this reaction. So mechanism of enzyme act by, it reduce the activation energy for conversion of substrate into product, and enzyme act as catalyst. Enzyme is specific in nature as well as act as a catalyst, and mainly proteinaceous in nature. These are the attributes of enzyme. So general mechanism is that an enzyme act by reducing the activation energy. Next question. The coenzyme is often a metal, always a protein, often a vitamin, always an inorganic compound. So coenzyme is often a vitamin. Next question. Which of the following is produced with the combination of apoenzyme and coenzyme? So apoenzyme is mainly proteinaceous portion, protein part, and coenzyme is mainly coenzyme or cofactors. These are non-proteinaceous, or we can say prosthetic group. So combination of these two are called as holoenzyme. So it's first one. Next, which one among them is the example of competitive inhibition of an enzyme? So what is competitive inhibition? Let's suppose this is an enzyme, and this is the active site of enzyme where substrate can bind. Active site of an enzyme. In general mechanism, what happen? That substrate bind to this active site of enzyme, and this enzyme convert this substrate into product. So that's how the reaction will occur. But what happen in competitive inhibition? Inhibitor present that have same shape like substrate. So what happen? This is enzyme, and this is the active site of enzyme. Let's suppose this is the shape of substrate that can bind here, and inhibitor that present in solution also have the same shape, so it can also bind here to the active site of enzyme. So there is a competition between substrate and inhibitor for the binding site of enzyme, that is active site. So that is competitive inhibition of enzyme. So example is that succinic dehydrogenase by malonic acid. Next question. Blocking of enzyme action by blocking its active site is called. So this is enzyme. If we block the active site of enzyme, this active site, so neither substrate nor inhibitor can bind here if we block the active site of enzyme. So blocking of enzyme action by blocking its active site is called competitive inhibition. So what is competitive inhibitors? Competitive inhibitors are structural analog of the substrate, or we can say having the same structure like the substrate, and that's how they compete for the same active binding site on the enzyme as a substrate. Because of this rivalry, the impact of the competitive inhibitor can be overcome if enough substrate is given. That substrate will eventually fill all binding site. So that is competitive inhibition. Next question. Diastase take part in digestion of which one? So it mainly take part in digestion of starch. Next question. Enzyme catalyzing rearrangement of atomic group without altering molecular weight or number of atoms. Means isomerase enzyme mainly rearrange the atomic structure but does not alter the molecular weight or number of atoms. Next question. Enzyme complex involved in alcoholic fermentation. So zyme is mainly used for conversion of starch into ethanol as well as carbon dioxide. So it's zymase. Zymogen or proenzyme is. Proenzyme is mainly inactive form of enzyme. Inactive form of enzyme. And if there is a presence of certain kind of chemical compound, what they can do? They can convert this inactive form of enzyme into active form of enzyme. So proenzyme is mainly enzyme precursor. Next, enzyme are made up of. So enzyme are mainly proteinaceous in nature. And protein are polymer of amino acid. So enzyme are made up of protein. Enzymes are polymer of. So enzymes are polymer of amino acid. Next one. The enzyme which hydrolyze starch to maltose. Is mainly amylase enzyme. Amylase are a family of starch hydrolyzing enzyme. Many enzymes work with starch or oligosaccharide made from it. Hydrolase such as amylase, glucoamylase, glucosidase, debranching enzyme and transferase. Next question. This enzyme was first isolated and purified in the form of crystal, that is urease enzyme. So it's first one, urease. Next question. This statement about enzyme is true. Enzyme accelerate, or we can say enzyme increase rate of reaction. Absolutely, enzyme increase rate of reaction because they act as catalyst and they do not alter the change in reaction. So enzyme accelerate rate of reaction by reducing the activation energy. Absolutely true. Enzymes are proteinaceous in nature. Obviously, enzymes do not alter the overall change in free energy for a reaction. Correct. So all of these statements are correct regarding the enzyme. Next question. Which of the following is the non-protein component of enzyme? Cofactor, activator, coenzyme, or all of these? So all of these are non-protein component of enzyme. Next one. Uncatalyzed reaction. As all we know that enzyme act as catalyst. And what is the mechanism of enzyme? They reduce the activation energy. But if reaction is uncatalyzed means enzyme absent. So reaction involve high activation energy. Next question. Which among them is not attribute of enzyme? So enzyme are specific in nature. Correct. Enzyme protein in nature. Correct. Enzyme increase rate of reaction without altering overall change in reaction. It is also correct. Enzyme consume in reaction, not at all. So it's third one. Next question. Zinc is an inorganic activator for enzyme carbonic anhydrase, phosphatase, chymotrypsin, maltase. So it's chymotrypsin which mainly act on aromatic amino acid. Next one. Magnesium is an inorganic activator for enzyme. So magnesium is an inorganic activator for phosphatase enzyme. What is the function of phosphatase enzyme? Phosphatase means it remove phosphate group. It can remove phosphate group. And kinase enzyme have an antagonistic function. Antagonistic function of this phosphatase enzyme. Why? Because it add phosphate group. Next question. Which among them is a cofactor? So cofactor can be organic or can be inorganic. So it's third one, both A and B. So cofactor is an apoprotein that has a metal ion or one or more inorganic ion linked to it. Magnesium, iron, zinc, manganese, these are the example of common cofactor. Metallic cofactor are used by enzyme For example, cytochrome oxidase, catalase, peroxidase, pyruvate kinase, hexokinase, and glucose 6-phosphatase. So cofactor in apoprotein can be metal or organic or inorganic. Next question. Which of the following is a terpenoid? So what is terpenoid? They are derived from they are the precursor of isoprene unit. Isoprene means 5 carbon containing unit. And if there is a presence of 2 mole of isoprene unit means 2 into 5, that is 10 carbon. So it formed terpene. Terpene. And if there is a presence of 1 more isoprene unit, it can form sesquiterpene. Sesquiterpene, that is 15 carbon containing compound. So which of the following is terpenoid? Only methanol, only vitamin, both methanol as well as vitamin. So it's third one. So terpenoid, also called as isoprenoid. They are large and diverse class of naturally organic chemical derived from 5 carbon compound, that is isoprene. And isoprene polymer means 2 isoprene, because 1 isoprene is 5 carbon containing compound and 2 isoprene, that is 10 carbon containing compound, they form terpene. And terpenoid are the largest class of plant secondary metabolite. Secondary metabolite, they have the defense mechanism or defense function that prevent or protect the plant from the insect or other that can attack on it, and representing about 60% of non-natural product. Provitamin beta carotene, it is a terpene derivative called carotenoid, and it contains vitamin A in large amount. Vitamin A in large amount, and it is a derivative of carotenoid, that is a terpene. So terpene can be methanol as well as vitamin A. So thank you so much everyone. If you find this video beneficial for you, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe this channel for more such kind of videos. And if you have any query regarding this lecture, you can comment down below. Thank you so much.